Cass here with Media Unlocked again, doing part 3 of our Nikon D5100 explanation. Today we're going to talk about our movie settings and get you set up to take some video. So I hope you enjoy. Before we start shooting our movie, the last thing we're going to make sure we have set correctly is in our custom setting menu. We are going to make sure that our auto exposure lock and autofocus lock button has the correct setting for what we want to do with video. So if I go to my custom settings menu and I go down all the way to controls, and then I'm going to see the second option is assign AE-L AF-L button, and I'll click right again, and I'm going to make sure, like I said in the previous menu video, that I want to make sure it's on AE lock hold, because what that does is makes it so that when I hit this button, the auto exposure is locked and stays locked. Otherwise, if you have it on one of these other ones, you have to keep holding this button down while you film, and in order to keep the auto exposure or autofocus locked, and it's almost impossible not to make the camera shake and the video to look bad. So auto exposure lock hold is the setting that you want. So just hit OK and you're ready to go. You're ready to start your video, which you do, of course, by going into live view with the live view button that we talked about in those previous videos. So now I'm in my live view. You can see our lovely studio through the camera there. And from there, I want to make sure that my camera is in manual focus, that my lens is manual focus set up. So right here, I'm going to make sure I'm in manual, because with video, the autofocus system on these lenses just doesn't tend to look as sharp as you want it, and the best way to do it really is just learn how to do manual focus. Some of the higher end new stuff has automatic focus that works well, but we're not quite there with this camera, and so instead we use our manual focus option. So once we have the manual focus set, the way that you do your manual focus, I'll turn the lens back to us, is with this little ring here. So that'll focus in and out here. This is where you zoom in and out, and then this is where you focus in and out. So if we turn it around, you can kind of see I'm probably all out of focus, but if I play with it a little bit, I can change the focus there. Now we're going to go ahead and check out our movie settings. I'm in my menu, and I'm here on my shooting menu in the camera, and the movie settings are down on the bottom of the menu. So you can click that, and then if you use your right arrow to go over to your selections, then you can go ahead and look at your movie quality to set your movie quality. In this camera, we have quite a few options, starting up here with our high quality 30 frames per second, 1920 by 1080. And in the Nikon camera, in this camera, in that highest quality option, we can shoot for 20 minutes or until we get to 4 gigs of data. And that's at 18 megabytes per second. So it's a pretty high quality option. We like to shoot here at 1920 by 1080 or at 24 frames per second with the high quality option. That's the cinematic quality that we like to shoot with. But if you're looking to record a lower quality and save some space, then you have lower quality options as well. I'm gonna leave it here where we record. And then down here you have your microphone options. So you have on-camera mics in the front. Make sure not to cover them up if you're using them. But if you're not gonna be using your on-camera mics, if you don't need sound recorded, then just set your microphone to off, because it'll save you a lot of recording space. And so that's what I have it set to, is off, because we're either gonna use external mics or I'm not going to be using sound at all, and I'm just going to be taking images and not need that extra space taken up. But you can go ahead and use those mics if you want to. You have high sensitivity going down to low sensitivity, as well as an auto option. So if you need high sensitivity because what you're recording is further away and you want to be able to hear that, then you go ahead and select that one. You can select low sensitivity if you don't want the ambient noise that comes from recording at a higher sensitivity mic setting. So if you have the option, go ahead and use the low sensitivity or leave your microphone off. So if you want to move up the shooting menu after you get done with your movie settings and get to your picture control options. So you have different picture control options for your video as well. I have created my own movie options that are extremely low contrast and a little bit desaturated and unsharpened so that it's optimal for filming, because we don't have that automatically within our Nikon cameras. So in order to do that, to create your own, you go down to Manage Picture Control. And if you go right from the Save Edit option and go down, go say to the last one, Landscape, you can go over and hit OK. It's a weird way to get to it, but that's the easiest way I've found to get to it. So what I did there, I'm going to go back and do it again. I was at my Choose Picture Control. I hit my right arrow button in order to change my picture control options. And instead of changing any, I just hit OK. And then it took me to this Save As screen. So instead of saving it as something else, I can go ahead and create and use one of these unused picture profiles here. So I'm going to use my C3 unused, and I will go ahead and label it whatever I want it to be. So we can go through and label it however you would like. Right now it just says standard 2 because that's the picture control that I went off of to create this one. But you can switch it to movie or whatever you would like and create that control. So once it's created, you can hit to delete, you can hit the trash button, and you can delete some things. This will be kind of a funny name, but that's okay. You can move your cursor, again, with your dial in order to change things. We'll call it Endard. That's kind of funny. And then once you're done with that, you can hit the zoom in button and you have your picture control. So now you can set your picture control options from there, going up to set picture control, and I can go down to my Endard that we just created, hit my arrow button, and go ahead and make it whatever settings I want for my movie. So I'm going to go ahead and keep sharpening pretty low, contrast really low, brightness I'll leave, saturation I'll desaturate a bit, and hue I will go down a little bit with it as well. And you can make your own. So now I have my picture control set and we're ready to go there. And the last thing before you start filming that you might want to change or decide on is your shooting mode. So before we talked about different scene effects that you can have for taking pictures, but you can also have different effects for your video. So if you wanted to use one of these effects, you can click it, and then you can use this dial button over here, and you can change it. And you have all these different options that are going to make your video look a little bit different. So you can decide what might be the best thing for you in your video right now. You can also do this with your scenes, just like you can when you're shooting. So again, you can rotate and decide maybe one of these will be nice for you. So once you've decided on your picture control, your scene, or if you want to be in manual, which I'm going to go back to manual to be where we want, then you need to go ahead and set your settings, what you want them to be. If you're in manual mode, you want to get your shutter speed down, depending on what you're shooting. I want to be at 1/50th of a second. And I'm going to go ahead and make my aperture a little bit higher, bump it to 8. And my ISO is on auto right now, but I can change that if I go into my info. I could change my ISO if I wanted. Oops, that was white balance, which we can change as well. ISO can go to whatever we want. Maybe we want to bump it up because we're filming towards a dark corner. So we'll just go to 1000. And then maybe we want the white balance to be something else. I'm going to leave it at auto, but you can change your white balance for your movie right there in your info menu, just like we could with our pictures. So then, after your settings are what you want them to be, you can go ahead and hit our record button, and you're ready to record. You can see that the mic shows that we are not recording sound, we're just recording video. You can see how long of a video you have left to take based on your memory and your card, and the capability of the camera. You have your countdown over here. Make sure you can see that. There we go. So that's your countdown right there. That's your quality of video, and you're ready to shoot. You can stop shooting just by hitting the record button. You can also take a picture while you're in video mode if you want. You can just release the shutter and it'll take a picture if you wanted to do that for some reason. Hey guys, thanks for watching the Nikon D5100 videos. Please check us out on Facebook on the links below in the description. You can check out David D Images, the Media Unlocked Facebook, and my studio's Facebook at Spotlight Photo. Have a good one. Bye.